Welcome to the channel. In this video, I want to take you through a new feature on eBay that has the potential to speed up your listing time quite significantly. Let's get into this. So this feature, if you're familiar at all with Card Dealer Pro, this feature is a new feature in eBay that is quite similar to the functioning of Card Dealer Pro for you to be able to list multiple cards that they will preload a lot of the information about that card based on the scanned image you provide. Let me show you how this works. It's pretty cool. So on the main page, you go up to Sell. It comes to this page. You go over to Create Listing. Multiple listings from photos. So this is a new feature. I don't know how long this has been around. I watched a YouTube video, a couple of different channels were actually showing this, and it was totally new to me, and I've only done it one time so far. So there's probably some different nuance to this, you know, that you might be able to do it even a little faster than what I'm showing you here, but this is the basic idea. Now, it comes to this page. Now it says here, select photo count. So this is essentially, you need to do a little bit of pre-work, of course. You need to get your cards scanned, and I would suggest that you make sure that you have the same amount, the same number of pictures for each of the cards. So if you just want to do a front and a back, 2 pictures. This is what I normally do. That's great. If you want to have 4 pictures per card, just make sure it's consistent across all of the cards. Otherwise, this part's a little bit confusing. So I select photo count. So I'm just doing a picture of the front and a picture of the back, and then I press continue. I've already done the scanning, so you know. Now, the cards I'm doing for this one are maybe slightly higher end than I would normally want to do for something like this, because normally I think this is actually a feature that's particularly useful for lower end cards. If you're doing a whole bunch of cards that are like $5 cards or something like that, you can kick them out really, really quickly. This one I actually tend to, you know, I have some higher cards. I mean, this is a John Morant Silver PSA 10 rookie, so I don't want to like rush through these ones. So I'm going to be going a little slower than I would be going if I was to put up, you know, 20 cards. This is 20 cards here. If I was to put up 20 cards that were all like 1963 Topps baseball and they were just different players, like this would actually speed that up. You could do like 100 of them in a super short amount of time. So you can see, you know, because I've took 2 pictures of each. They've got it all lined up automatically. You know, last time also it just did this very well. It turned this one sideways when it needed to be turned sideways. It has the main picture as the front and the secondary picture as the back. So for all 20, everything looks good. I personally would suggest you go through and just check, just make sure everything lines up, make sure the right back didn't end up in the wrong spot, that sort of thing. So then when you do this, you generate drafts. And look at this, it pops up a bunch of stuff. Now, this is one of the reasons I say right now, I don't know if this is gonna improve, but you can see already, like, this is not quite correct, because this is actually a Silver Prism PSA 10. It doesn't mention PSA 10, it doesn't mention Silver Prism. So a lot of these things, they don't mention the grade on any of these things. And some of them they don't have the information for. Some of them they do, but this is another one that's a mistake, because that's actually a Silver Prism rookie also. And then sometimes I'll have to look and see, I can't remember. Sometimes they don't get the correct serial number. I don't remember if this one's out of 99 and this one's out of 49 or not. So I'll just want to be double checking these sorts of things as I go through my listings. But essentially, let's go through one of these together. Now, I know that this is actually a Silver PSA 10. I also don't like it when it has these in parentheses. So I will make sure to have this PSA 10 at the end. So that's a little bit better. Actually, maybe I don't need the word prism twice, but I'm going to anyway. John Morant. So then you'll go through, you can see it's preloaded a bunch of this information just based on the picture. You can see there's like some suggested ones that you can put in there, and it adds them in. Yeah, so it didn't do this one before. So it's got a bunch of stuff. The condition, so you'll want to go through and actually add the condition for each of them. So this one is a PSA 10. So this one you have to do already. So this is another reason why I think this is actually more helpful for raw. Okay, so that would have been, if I was ready to just go on to the next one, I could right now. I know this one was also a PSA 10. So this helps me do a bunch of them all at once. And I could go through all of these. Right now, I'm just showing you a little bit of a process here. Now, the one part of this that I think is a little bit unfortunate is you can't, with the description, it just puts the card that it had before, but you can't pull down your template. You know, in the eBay listings, you usually have a template in here. For some reason, they don't have that set up in here yet. I think eventually they will. It seems like a really easy thing to do. So what I will currently do for the description is either you just have a Word document that has your go-to description, you just copy that so you can just paste it right into here really quickly. Or another option is you can always go over here to the edit, and then it actually opens up the listing just in the way that it normally would. You know, and this is also where you can go and you can edit the image. Like, this image is not ideal. It actually looks ever so slightly blurry, but you can, you know, brighten it up a little bit. Let's see, just brighten it up a little bit. I don't know if that helped or not. Maybe it helped, I don't know. So anyway, you can do that. You can change anything. This custom SKU is also on that previous page. I'll show you that in a second, but I do have a custom SKU that I used to keep my cards organized. And you know, you can see all this stuff was pre-filled in. Now I've done that on that page, so it's in there. So my custom template is the one part where they don't have it on that main page. So that's why I say either just copy and paste it and make sure you're not copy and pasting anything else or whatever you're gonna do. All this other information you can put on your other page. So let me actually go back to that other page again. So let's go through, Let's say I wanna edit the description. I've got that description in there. So if I wanna do this just on all of them, just really, really quickly, I probably should eventually change my description. I think I saw somebody who was able to do this in a different way where they could like save for all of them. If I can figure that one out, I can share that with you later, or if anybody knows how to do that, so you can just automatically make that in all of them. I thought there is a bulk edit feature. Actually, let me just experiment with this for a second. If I select all of these and I want to bulk edit, oh yeah, this would be it. I want to bulk edit the description. Item description. Oh wait, no, I don't want to find text and replace. I just want to update the entire description, put in okay, so this is the way to do it. Put that in, apply it. Boom, the descriptions are all edited. I also want to do that. This is my custom label, the SKU. I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna custom edit my custom label, change to, that is the SKU I'm using for this batch of 20 cards, which is just how I organize them so that when I want to pull them up, and boom, there they are. Let's just go down here and just make sure if I go to edit description, yeah, this random one down there has that. So I've just changed all 20 of them in one swoop. I can't necessarily do that with a condition when I'm doing a mixture of some graded and some raw. So that's one thing to keep in mind if you want to have your batch be all PSA 10s or all raw that are of the same condition, then you could do that with the condition as well. For now, I'll have to go through and change the condition for each of these. But then you go through and you just type the price you want, unless you want to have it be an auction or whatever. So you could change it if you wanted to have an auction on different cards. I tend to do buy it nows a lot more often. So you can change it, buy it now or auction. You can choose your buy it now price. Now I had done some research on this one before, and I know I'm gonna put it up for $450. I think the most recent sales are all between $400 and $450 for the most part. You can accept offers. If you wanna be more specific, you know, you can do like you would for just in there. You know, I wanna have a minimum offer amount. I don't really wanna, if somebody doesn't say, I don't know, something like that, I'm not even gonna start the conversation. If somebody wants to do like, I don't know, that amount, I'll go ahead and auto accept it. So you can, again, you could do this quicker if you are ready and go through all of them in this one category pretty quickly. I'm not ready for that at the moment. And then this start time is another one that I'll probably edit, because I'll probably want, with these 20 cards, I'll probably have 3 of them released each day over a period of a week or so. I tend to do it this way just for the sake of the algorithm. I find that if I have new inventory being uploaded into my store regularly over a week period of time, it helps more than if I just have 20 of them appear all at once. So I'll scatter these 20 out over a week. If I have more time, or if I'm trying to do more, I have also heard a lot of people say that if you can get 5 new items on your store each day, that seems to be like that number 5 seems to be helpful to a lot of people. I'm just doing 3 a day, and it's fine. It's just what it is. So I'll probably want to change the shipping label. Okay, so this I do want to see, because it says here buyer pays calculated fee, eBay standard envelope for eligible items up to 20. So I actually want to go see and what it is saying currently that the price of shipping is to see if it's accurate. Small to medium items, 3 ounces. Oh, see, now this is actually doing it as an eBay standard. Let me see if I can change this, because it looked like I couldn't change it here, which is strange. When the price is that high, you shouldn't even have the option of standard envelope. Let's see if there's some way. That's very strange. So I don't know if for now, let me see. If I bulk edit shipping details, that's not really it. But you can also bulk do your promoted listing. So this I probably am gonna do because I like to generally do a fixed rate of 2%. This is just generally what I do with new listings. I find, you know, I think I get significantly more. I was looking at my stats, you know, over a month, I get like 250,000 organic views of my listings each month that are just regular through, you know, just people finding it, and about like 800,000 or 900,000 that are through this 2% fixed rate. So with it being that significant of a difference in how many people are seeing my cards, and all I have to do is put 2%, it seems to have that big of a difference. If you put this number higher, you'll get more views, but then, you know, you'll lose more money when you do make your sales. So I'm just putting it at 2% because I find that it's not too big of a deal. For 2% is a very small amount, and I am getting quite a few more views because of that 2%. So I'm doing that generally. Apply it to all. Let's see what happens. I don't even know. Promoted listing items updated in 20 listings. Let's see, where's the promoted items column? I didn't even see a promoted items column. Let me go and see what it looks like in here. Promoted items listing. Yeah, so it did 2%. So that's good. So the one thing that is just very strange that I can't seem to change my shipping options on the main page here. I hope this is useful for you, just kind of like trying to figure this out together, because I am not sure why it wants to only do eBay standard envelope. Let me see what it says if I just change to, oh, okay, this is for domestic shipping. So this is strange because I want to do it just the general. I think for now, I'm gonna probably end up having to go into each of these independently and deal with the shipping. So again, this isn't just another thing that's just showing me that I think the best use of this is not for these higher end graded cards, but more for if you're doing a bunch of bulk cards that are for eBay standard envelope. This kind of opens up the possibility of doing that in the same way that you would with using Card Dealer Pro. You know, if you have a bunch of $10 cards, a bunch of $5 cards, you can upload a whole bunch of them, and if they're all gonna be, you know, like the 2 ounce standard envelope shipping rate or whatever it's gonna be, you can do them all at once. And if you do just base common cards like that too, you know, like maybe vintage baseball cards or whatever it's going to be, if you're just doing that, then I think you don't have to worry so much about, you know, the fact that, okay, this modern one missed the fact that this was a silver. You know, if you just have raw cards from one set and you're doing this would save a lot. So anyway, that's kind of the process. Now, I don't want to go through all 20 of these with you. I'm going through, of course, much slower right now as I'm talking through it, but normally I think I could go through this, and this would be saving me quite a bit of time. And I know that this is the part of the process that really slows down my ability to make money, is how frequently I can really get things posted on eBay. You know, generally it's like the faster I can get stuff up on eBay, the more it sells. Even older inventory seems to sell if I have a constant supply of new cards coming onto my store, but I just don't have the time to be uploading cards too frequently. So I'll have like gaps of time where I am not bringing in too much money just because I haven't had a chance to do this part. So this speeds up that process. So this is pretty significant update for me. Again, like I'm just using this now for the second time, so there's probably some things I still need to learn. Like, you know, this whole shipping thing, for example, is one that's really big. I don't understand why I can't change the shipping. So again, that's just, I think it's for lower end cards. This is where it's really helpful. But this is awesome. I just wanted to share this with you. I hope this was useful for you. If you have other advice for people around using this new feature, let us know in the comments below. I'll pin, if anybody has some really good advice, I'll pin it to the top. I can only pin one comment. But if anybody has some really good advice, look down there and see if you find any pinned comments. In retrospect, you know, like I think the big thing I would say is some of these ones, like these ones don't have it didn't pop up a name. They're not well enough known cards. So I think for cards like this is a numbered out of 7 card, and this is also a numbered out of 7 card. I don't think it's well enough known of a card to be able to, for them to pull their data. Maybe they've only had 1 or 2 sales of these, if that. So, you know, it's harder for them to pull up the data from these more rare cards. So I do think this is a feature that's going to be particularly helpful for not serial numbered cards, since they might get the serial number wrong, but for very clearly, easily identifiable cards that are all kind of similar. So if you put in 50, 100, and 200 of them, and they're all kind of similar to each other, then you can kind of do this very quickly, and this will save a ton of time. So anyway, I hope this was useful. I will see you in the next video. Peace.